The Dragonborn had once heard a tale of a rather vicious Daedric prince known as Boethia. He had wrestled the tome of said Daedric prince from the body of an insane cultist who had tried to kill him a long time ago. He thought little of this at the time, but after years of war and death had warped his mind, he found himself most fascinated by the Daedric prince. The path was incredibly dangerous, containing both a troll and a dragon. Dovahkiin had killed so many dragons over the years. He had hoped this one would not spoil his adventure. He remounted Shadowmere, his demonic steed, and carried on up the hill. He seemed to have evaded the Leviathan's notice for now. At the shrine, he saw people. Did not know what to expect.
We are Lord Boethia's faithful. Have you come to test your mettle?
Is this some kind of cult?
We are forged by Boethia's example. We carve our will upon the world through our tongues and our blades. You are nothing. An empty vapor, dispersed by the slightest breeze.
I am not afraid of you.
Good. Perhaps I've misjudged.
Who is Boethia?
The Lord of Plots, Deceiver of Nations, Devourer of Trinomac. The Queen of Shadows, Goddess of Destruction, he who destroys, and she who erases. Many are our Lord's lofty names, but they befit only us mortals. Intone her mighty names from now until the end of time. It is for naught. Names mean nothing to our Lord. She only cares for those who care for themselves, whose hearts are full of purpose, whose lives are full of deeds.
My heart is full of purpose, and my life is full of deeds.
If you desire a glimpse of our dark mistress, then this is what you must do. First, prove your tongue can wield a lie. Find someone, gain his trust, lead him to the shrine above. Next, instruct your thrall to touch the pillar of sacrifice. Its magic will ensnare him, rendering him helpless. Then, girded with certitude, plant the ceremonial blade deeply, so that the waters of his heart wash over you. If your will is strong enough, it will stir Boethia in her dark mansion, and she will appear before us.
I'll do it.
That remains to be seen. But if it is so, and if Boethia appears, then we will welcome you as one of us.
After his many years and his many notorious exploits, there were few who would still trust the Dragonborn. But he knew that you could buy trust. And he knew of someone whose trust could very easily be bought. It was not a snow elf. In the dead of night, he entered Candlehearth Hall, where a mercenary waited upstairs.
Good to have you by my side, friend. I need reliable people around.
Here the mercenary waited. An old upstart. As a companion, he had been forced to deal with him many times.
If it's a mercenary you're looking for, you found him. There's no stronger sword arm for hire in all Skyrim. If you're looking to hire the strongest mercenary in Skyrim, I'd wager your search is over.
There were very few who would miss Stenvar.
My blade is sharp and I thirst for battle. Onward then. Let's go.
So it was that into the cold night he and Stenvar ventured. Back to the Skyrim of Boethia. He wasn't sure how smoothly this would go, but he knew that one way or the other, Stenvar would die with little trouble. They ascended the steps. Grisly sight awaited them. The swirling Daedric runes of the altar of sacrifice. He wasn't quite sure how to get Stenvar reeled in.
You've been a good friend to me. That means something.
He felt rather stupid now. Indeed, he was a mighty fool.
Patience isn't exactly my strong suit, but all right.
With Stenvar standing on the pit, he hoped this would be the end of it.
I'm on your side.
He felt somewhat daft now. A clumsy clobber had gotten him no closer to his prize.
If you wish to gain Boethia's attention, you must slay a thrall.
He wondered, ah. He realized he had been given a tool for the job earlier. And hoped that this would get it done.
You're pushing your luck. Never should have come.
He suspected that something had gone quite wrong here. And so, being the Dragonborn that he was, he decided that he would travel back in time. I'm not saying that these ancient dusty tomes I'm reading to you are accurate. All I'm saying is that they were written. And in here, the Dragonborn travels back in time after realizing his mistake. So after traveling back in time, he travelled back to the Skyrim. On his way, he thought about Redguards, admiring soul gems. He had such random thoughts in his later years. The pit of sacrifice, then. He wasn't entirely sure what made it work.
A well-placed word or a well-placed dagger, both can achieve equal purposes.
He ascended the steps once more. So.
You've been a good friend to me. That means... Fine. What? What? Will do.
And thusly he had worked it out. Stenvar didn't put up much of a fuss, it had to be said. And now it was time for death to happen.
Flesh is so distasteful.
Among us!
You have caught my attention, mortal. That is most unwise. Tell me, why have you slain this one who trusted you here upon my shrine?
My reasons are my own.
Indeed. But I abide only those whose will is aligned to my own. Those who oppose my desires perish in the most dreadful of ways.
I didn't mean to offend.
Were you certain in your purpose, you would have no need to apologize. You have much to learn, but you have proven your will is strong, and your heart is devoid of pity. So perhaps you are not entirely useless. We shall soon find out. Listen, all of you! Hear me. I have need of a warrior. Only the most ruthless, cunning, and agile will do. You have gathered here night after night, sacrificing fools upon my shrine, and sparring aimlessly with yourselves. But which among you truly exceeds the rest? Prove yourselves to me. I have a special task for whichever of you is left standing.
Here we go!
And so, all of a sudden, it was time to fight. Of course, Pixen Pooks was a rather well-renowned fighter at this point in his career. He was entirely confident that he would be the cultist left standing. The one who wielded ice magic was the one who needed to die first. When I say first, I mean doesn't or so. Pixen Pooks ended the fight by sending his opponent straight through the floor.
Done. You have proven the strength of your will and your tongue's gift for lies. You have shown ferocity and prowess in combat. Now the time has come for a final proving. Are you able to cast aside your honor and strike with the hidden blade?
I'll do whatever you ask.
I have little need for mindless thralls. My servants serve their own purposes, but if their will is insufficient, nor suitably aligned with mine, I simply destroy them. Which brings me to my present concern. My previous champion displeases me. It is time he is replaced, in the traditional fashion.
What has he done to displease you?
For a time he served his purpose, but that time has ended. He uses my gifts for his own amusement, and the only amusement I tolerate is my own.
Say no more. He is as good as dead.
Kill every single member of his band. Do so as silently and invisibly as you can, for this is not about you. You are to be my instrument in this.